And here we are. This is the 3rd of July, 2016. And it's been somewhat of an interesting day. It's about 4 p.m., a little after. Here we are with Flowbusters. There have been 6 hangouts today. Not counting, that's counting Nathan's hangout, that's 1. There's been like 3 of them today. Starting yesterday with his 24-hour Track the Sun event. They just messed up the number 5 there. 41 minutes in. Unless that was when they ended it. Anyway, so early on, several hours ago, I don't know, 6 hours ago, me and Antonio got in a bit of an argument in the chat room. And I mentioned that the Gleason map is offset by a certain number of degrees, which work out to be 30 minutes difference in the time zone, so that the times on the Gleason map are actually inaccurate, and that they use the wrong meridian. They do not show the meridians that the actual time zones are based on. They just show they show the 24 main meridians if you divide 360 by 24, but that's not how the time zones are arrived at. But they give the times on that map as if it is, as if they are, which means that the times are wrong. And so I brought that up in chat. Antonio saw it, he started commenting on it, saying that he knew what I was talking about. I say, well, why don't you explain that? And he said he had explained it, and that I was ignorant for not knowing that, not realizing that he had explained it. And so we start going back and forth on it. Him and his usual condescending fucking tone that he always has anytime you disagree with him. It's always because you're so obviously ignorant, and he's really trying to help you, but you're just so damn stupid you can't see it. Now, he's really a good guy, and he's trying to help, and he's trying to explain things, but you're just such an imbecile that you can't possibly comprehend what he's trying to tell you, obviously. Otherwise, you would agree with everything that he says, and if you're an intelligent person, then you're going to, because he's a high holy fucking priest of flat earth. So I say, no, you're wrong. And he doesn't take too kindly to that. And so he goes back into that hangout and makes a point out of explaining to people just how ignorant I am because I don't agree with him. I believe his example at the time was he wanted to get somebody from Hawaii to get back on to show that the sun was up at the same time that it's coming up in Hawaii, at the same time it's going down in Turkey, even though on the very same Gleason map, those two are exactly antipodal, 12 hours apart, which is what you would have with the sun shining on half of the globe. That is 12 hours at a time. So that's exactly what you would see anyway on either the flat earth or the globe model, and it doesn't fucking matter because it's the same. 12 hours is 12 hours on any model. And so it really proves nothing, but he acts like it proves everything, and that he said, oh, I'm sorry that I defeated the globe. I didn't mean to. I'm like, come on, this guy is such a fucking punk. It just gets on my nerves how condescending he is to basically everybody that disagrees with him. I like this music. I don't know how loud it is, how loud it's coming through. I feel like I want to turn it up a little bit. That doesn't matter. So then I find later that Andrea has come back, or has done basically his first 8-hour run in over a month for a live chat, live hangout. No one joined in. But there was a few of us that found him. Cathexis was there for a bit, and so on and so forth. Grick was there, and some new guy, I forget his name. But we were talking about all these different hangouts going on, and it was cool. Someone that you can feel free to talk with and not feel like you have to be any particular person in any particular way. You can just be yourself. That is one good thing about those hangouts, the 24-hour hangouts, which Flat Earth Hub started the whole concept, but abandoned it. Andrea took it up and made it his own, and that's a good thing. But since that time, the past 2 months, everyone and their dog has been doing their own hangout, and that has lowered the quality, but also changed the game. Maybe the game needs to be changed. It is forcing these all these guys to change their tactics, change their dynamic of how they go about it. And that's sort of what we were talking about. How now after all this time Nathan himself is having a hangout that's open to everybody with a link in the description, which may well never happen again. Well, they are tracking the sun. At first I had my doubts about it. A few hours in though, a couple hours in, 2 hours in, whatever. They had a guy from Norway, northern Norway, and then later also still a guy from Russia, both showing the 24-hour sun, which to me was great, and it proved the spherical Earth. When I was hearing them describe it, seeing them talk about it, watching the sun from different angles at the same time around the globe, and I was thinking, you know, this may have a point to it yet. And I liked that, because they were talking about the sun being, it was in the Pacific Ocean back when I was watching it the first day. Now, of course, most of the flat earthers didn't even, like, I'm convinced that they can't actually successfully run three-dimensional models of the Earth in their head, in their mind. They can't conceptualize how the Earth is supposed to work, and so they force it, what they can perceive, to fit what their minds can allow them to process. So that's basically why most flat earthers become flat earthers, is because they can't actually properly imagine anything more complex. They can't run that model in their head to conceptualize it, and so they can't imagine how it could possibly work, and then so everything that they see is automatically reduced to a flat earth model, especially once they believe it, and then everything just becomes more and more supportive of that worldview, to the point where they just become
I'm the I-40 killer, the Devil's Trail boss. And when they find your body, boy, I'll put up a roadside cross. A roadside cross.
Take a chance to turn the music up a little bit.
Man. Get out of the cab now.
I like these
You got
tunes.
any last words before you die? Son, you don't have to do this. Oh, don't you tell me what, dear. So we're out in the desert and the full moon shining down. So I says, let me have one last smoke. So I rub my mojo hand in my pocket.
Andrea was saying I needed to have more
Strikes him in the hand when the
strippers in my videos.
I kick him in the teeth. And I grab the gun.
To help people pay attention, of course.
Let me hum you a little song.
Even though, I mean, obviously, I made the second channel to get away from the viewers, not to find you.
You may be the I-40
Because I don't feel like I can fucking talk and be myself.
But I'm a voodoo trucker, son bitch. And they'll never find your body. Not even a roadside cross.
I told Andrea about it.
Not even
Why,
a cross.
about making the new channel, or using my old channel, actually.
Crying like a little bitch.
Because I didn't feel like I could actually be myself. And he was trying to tell me that the viewers, my subscribers actually had begun to change me in some way, because now I don't feel like I can actually express myself in the same way. And really what it is this kind of makeshift personality that has developed around me in the flat earth circles, the flat earth world, this idea of the person that I am based on the YouTube persona that I have created just by the accumulation of interactions that I have been in.
Smoke a generic cigarettes with leather gloves so my hands don't sweat. The target comes rolling on in. Relaxed, focused in. I rattle off about 15 rounds. I'm using a silencer. This little sound. Two trainers in a go-kart. They go down. One loses control and runs down.
Anyway.
He was there. You don't even know. But question me or I'll kill you right now.
There's a guy in here named the Nameless Melchizedek.
Travel the world in private jets.
Hope he doesn't give us a bad name.
With no regrets. No one dares to make any insults.
That's what he probably say about me.
I'm proud of my work with the professional assault. The line of work is a family tradition.
Hell, some people may think it is me.
My Uncle Eduardo has a heart of coal. He said he was there behind the grass.
I feel bad for me if they do.
He was there. You don't even know.
Picking up some extra baggage there.
Listen to me or I'll kill you right now.
That's just it though. I felt like I'm walking a damn tightrope with this whole thing.
You need to know.
Like I can't say what I want to say. Can't be who the hell I am. I mean, you got guys like Vancouver. He says what he wants to say. But he's against everybody and he's a dick about it. I mean, there again, he had his second show was today. Which is how basically I was while I was in Andrea's room. We were basically monitoring all the other chats that were going on at the time, and he started up his at the same time. So I started watching it, and here they're showing the damn Gleason map again with the times listed, the 24-hour times that are wrong. Like I said, they're offset 30 minutes, 7.5 degrees, because the time zones are not given between these meridians. They're given, these meridians are the center point for those time zones, and so the time zones go 7.5 degrees on either side, because these lines are 15 degrees apart. So the time zones are 7.5 degrees on either side. I made a video about the maps and I explained this in that video, but it doesn't really matter because they're not showing the time zone. And this is listing the times as if it is. And I haven't heard Antonio talk about it, but he said that he did. I said I can't watch everything that everybody has done, and obviously no one can. Oh, is that fucking Antonio talking? You're kidding me.
Hawaii is on a Wednesday. You know, it's the same time, so it makes it very difficult for you to spot the trick. And it's a trick. It's a con. We know that it's a con, but it makes it very hard for you to discern how the con is done. And now we're starting to discover how it's done, how the distortion is compensated for.
Yes, yeah, and starting to see a lot of that. Even with the model that Tammy came up with. Wow, where's that echo coming from? Jaren's muted.
It's okay here. I don't have any echo here.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, okay, there. Okay, there. Didn't go away yet. Yeah, well, now I know it's not Jaren this time because he's muted, but I'm echoing like a big dog.
Okay, well, let me mute myself. Let's see what happens, okay?
Okay. Oh, yeah, that was it, Antonio. God, I don't know what causes that. That is so weird. Anyway, so Cammy this week was sharing her model with Antonio and Robert, and fortunately they're much better at this spatial acuity, type of ability than I am, and they were able to get what she was saying right away, which is amazing. And so it was fascinating to watch them, the three of them, sit there and work on this model. And determined that, various continents should be shipped.
Watch him fucking take what I said, and then turn it around and start saying it himself, and then act like he fucking came up with it.
Oh yeah.
I bet you that's what he'll do. And then tell me that he was the first one to do it.
There's where the biggest discrepancy that I found up to now is. It's in the Atlantic Ocean, that huge swathe of ocean where nothing is going on, and they can distort anything they want.
You mean the Pacific Ocean there? Yeah.
Sorry, Pacific Ocean. Yeah, sorry, did I say the Atlantic?
Yeah. You have like no sleep, Antonio. Could it be possibly like the way it looks now? It's almost like it's like a cross with no left side of the cross. Are you shifting the continent so it almost looks more like a peace symbol without the bottom vertical part, almost like a pie cut into 3 sections?
Yes, yeah, pretty much like the Mercedes-Benz sign. If NASA are going to put product placement there, then I'm going to put some too. Mercedes-Benz.
Cha-ching!
Right, didn't Robin call it a triskelion or something like that? And,
yes.
My vision was it looked like a uterus when it was changed around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Over 18 on me now.
Yeah, especially if if you increase the size of the North Pole, you have a void there, then it definitely starts looking more uterus-like.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course and I think that's that is obviously hidden on purpose, because the North Pole, they're clearly hiding something there, and I tend to believe some of the tales that were told by the sailors of old time, talking about the 4 rivers that actually ingress into this area where Mount Meru is. And I think
they're not hiding anything anywhere.
For obvious reasons.
They're not hiding anything at the North
I got a
Pole.
question for you, Bob. Oh my gosh, this made me think of something. There's something called ETOPS, which is basically planes can only fly when they're within a certain radius of an airport. And I actually, for whatever reason, I was looking at information. It was from China, one of the Chinese airlines, in polar routes. And it's very interesting how that. I think that's one of the excuses.
Anyway, I was saying
directly over the North Pole because they're not within a certain radius of an airport.
The northern,
I'd be curious to know exactly the measurements of that area.
The 24-hour midnight sun.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard of that. But
as I was watching the second, the part 2 specifically.
Yeah, it's actually called ETOPS, and the acronym. What do they say? Engines turn.
Well, the first 2 parts, part 1 and part 2.
Passengers swim. I think.
Were the ones that I watched. After that, I kind of trailed off. I would check back in from time to time.
That's why they don't fly directly over the North.
But the one that Nathan did and the one that Patricia did, the first 2 episodes of the 24 hours, really says everything you need to know.
But it would really take because any of the countries towards the North Pole is build a very northern airport.
They were talking about the sun being over the Pacific Ocean, which was opposite.
It's really interesting. I've seen the maps
when it was down here,
circles drawn between the airports.
Opposite Norway, and he was looking over the north, seeing the sun, and then the guy down in New Zealand was seeing the sun as well, which is north of him, and they were acting like that's going to somehow prove that the Earth is flat and not round, not a globe. When it fucking hit me, all of a sudden, that it makes more sense to
right?
it
And all the
made more
radio
sense to me in
stations
that moment
and everything they
it
had
hit
to
me.
do to build all those structures up there.
that when you're on
They made
when you're on the center of the
several
globe, close to the equator,
for,
like
obviously,
say
not
30
only
degrees
cargo planes, but
north or south,
you know, all the
there's
military
much
operations
more
and stuff there also.
of the
So
ball
there's no
in
doubt
the
in my
way
mind
so that the sun
that
is
those
actually
airfields are
obscured
there.
by
They
the
simply don't
curve
want any
itself.
civilian craft
And the
using
farther
it.
north you
But,
go,
you know, to
the
say
slope
that
is
they don't fly
lessened
there
towards
because
the
there
top
is
of
no
the
place
ball.
to land is bullshit.
And I never actually thought about that in a gradient scale before,
Maybe it's just not. Maybe it's not a public
as the
civilian
diminishing slope of the curvature of the
you
Earth.
think that if it was a life and death
The closer to the
situation,
top you
that they would
get,
allow them to touch down in this zone.
based on the circumference of the sun, is relative to the circumference. Not the circumference, the orbit. Relative to the orbit going around. That's what makes it the
to me,
top.
That doesn't make any sense.
All right.
You know,
And as you get to the
especially
top,
in an emergency situation,
in terms of how it is going around,
that excuse or that
the
there's no
Earth,
place to land up there.
then the slope of the Earth is actually decreasing the farther you go north. So you actually see over the freaking globe, and you see the sun circling around the top of it,
and the US or
while this guy over here in New Zealand is looking north and seeing it in the northern hemisphere.
for a long time.
And they're acting like that cannot be.
I think it's just a,
But every one of these things that they were saying cannot be is actually exactly what it would be at a 12-hour distance.
oh, you can't.
And I didn't see anything that proved anything else. But they were acting like every shot they took proved the Earth was flat.
Commentdate.com, the day and night map.
And I swear it didn't.
Because this is one of the things that we
But seeing the midnight sun, of course they said the midnight sun
spotted yesterday.
in the north proves it's flat because you don't have the midnight sun in Antarctica.
Antonio?
You go to
Because they said that is fake.
Sun and Moon around the center of the menu bar. Yeah, and then scroll down third from bottom.
But I'm telling you, these guys cannot, the majority of them
So
cannot accurately
we have this,
understand
you know,
the
we have this
mechanics of the
displayed.
globe.
I just want to bring your attention to this.
I don't know how far away the sun
look at
is.
Eurasia, the size of Eurasia compared to Africa. Do you remember when I was saying that
But,
on the globe it's much too
It can't be
small?
too close and it can't be too far. It has to be a certain distance.
So, you know, anybody looking at this who is trying to find their orientation towards the sun, say from the UK. Okay, I'm going to say from the UK because I happen to be there. So
It's
you
going
would
to be
say,
hard for
okay,
me to
so the
watch
sun is
in the coming months.
southwest right now of the UK. Yeah?
Okay.
It's going to get old.
But it's not. It's not. In the real world, it's northwest. So to actually look at the sun, yes. So if you want to show people, you can pull up suncalc.org.
Anyway,
Cool program. I don't know if you've
so
used it
Vancouver
before.
made his,
But keep this window
damn
open. Keep this window open
hanging
so
out.
you can flick back to it.
and I go in. The first thing I hear him say is that
The
he
reason that
watched,
this is like this is simply because of the projection type of the
I don't know, 40 episodes, I think he
Yes,
said, of
but the Suncalc is,
Patricia's show.
Suncalc.org also has this map projection.
And then so I just made this statement that I had seen, I'd watched all of her shows
because I'm the one that's
since
spatially challenged.
35 or so.
I think your friend Billy might be dead.
All right, here comes suncalc.org.
The chick's really
And then he just happens at that time to start
if you
reading the
look into
comments.
the UK, anywhere in the UK.
Don't you think
And he's like, oh, I know who this guy is.
To the, yeah, left, oh, yeah, anywhere.
How about London?
Talking serious,
Yeah,
I'm not
nice.
having crocs.
Now if you just pull away a bit so we see the map projection.
There again, I mean, they're showing this,
Kinda weird. His fridge
this circle, every time I see this circle is the
Bring this whole
projected,
You just drag
you have
it.
to imagine that as the sphere of the
Click and
Earth. And the pinpoint is your location on the sphere of the Earth.
Dragging to?
The yellow arc is the sun's path around it at that latitude.
Off the pin, just put it on the map on the ocean.
And
anywhere.
then the two lines are your line of perspective to it, coming up over the horizon on the other side of the sunset and
And now you
sunrise.
can adjust it. Yeah, if you.
But you have to imagine it as if you're on the globe, looking out from the center point up to the sky with the sun arcing overhead.
So
That is the
this is
perspective
the
of the
same
diagram.
orientation as
And I don't think
time
people
and
understand that.
day. The same map projection, pretty much.
That might be dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But okay, so now you see the bar at the top, which has a
Really what it
yellow
should
on
have
the
is a
left,
damn little bitty,
blue, light
like a
blue,
globe.
and a patch
It should have
of
a
gray.
globe in the center of this ball.
Yeah.
This circle, it should have a damn globe map in the center of it.
That's a sun, and that's
Instead of
the
this
time.
flat
So
Mercator
the
projection.
yellow area tells
Because
us
that
when
throws
the sun
everybody
is.
off.
Kinda lazy.
Yeah. So if you go towards the left,
Because you don't have a straight line on this map. This line here is
anywhere
straight.
there.
But this,
Okay?
the projection is not
That's
straight. The
northwest,
projection is
and it
skewed to the
tells
north.
you the sun's
So if the line was
azimuth
straight across the
is
map,
northwest.
if you're going to project it onto this map, it would actually have to be curved north
Okay.
to be straight on the
So
map.
the sun sets northwest.
As Greenland shows, how skewed Greenland
most
is.
places.
Everybody knows that. But this line is straight, which means this
Yeah.
diagram is not
Right.
incongruent with the fucking
Now
map
go
they're showing
back
it
to
on.
timandate.com,
Does anybody say that? I don't even know what they
and
say.
from this map, the
But that's
sun
how it is.
south from the UK. Yeah?
Small discrepancy there, huh?
Aha. So what they've
I think that
done
map is throwing everybody
with
off as to how they use that diagram properly.
sunpack.org, which is obviously something that sun aficionados are going to use. It is very, very exact. This is showing the real world, the real, orientation to the sun and when it rises and sets and where it is.
Don't know me, but I
But all they've done
know your
is
girlfriend.
they've
Anyway,
made a map
Vancouver
projection
tried to
that
call me out.
doesn't
He
show
thought
a
I
circular map.
he said I was
Now,
part of
if
the
you
potato
show-
crew.
Come here with
You go
that
back to
and thought I was coming in to start shit, but I wasn't. I was
if
making a
they
statement.
made this map into a circle,
I think by the end he realized that
then the
because
sun
other things that I
when
said
it's
later on in the chat.
would literally be where the sun is being shown on
But I'm not
time and date.
I'm not following anybody.
So time and date is showing the sun.
I'm
on
not
the Tropic
brainwashed
of
by
Cancer,
anybody.
around the Tropic of Cancer.
I care about Patricia.
Obviously, it's not in
But-
northern Canada.
Tell you the
So
truth.
I'm not
do
a
you
follower.
see what I mean? Between these two maps, you can discern that the sun is actually rotating over a circular.
You know,
The reason I care about it is because he's a very
large North Pole, and the direction between the UK
he's a very
and the
special
sun
individual.
is
a very
northwest.
unique kind of person.
Northwest is
And regardless of what everybody says about her, I see a lot of good qualities in her.
where the sun is.
So Antonio, if I understand this correctly, you're saying the orientation of where it is, like northwest, is correct on the
I
sun
cannot
count,
blame Antonio
but the
for
position of the
seeing
actual
those same
sun
qualities.
is correct on time and date.
That's
Is that what
right.
you're saying?
Yes.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I take
And if
issue
you,
with
if you
her.
look at the two and you think, okay,
More or
well,
less.
these can't both be right.
Thinking Antonio
One
has
of
good
them
qualities.
has the sun, over
When
Canada. Yeah, there in the Pacific.
I just see him as a deceiver.
So
Wow.
I just
if
see
you
him as
if you take Alaska,
someone who likes making
and the
videos about
Bering
how there are
Straits,
27
the
time
edge of-
zones
of the
and then
Soviet,
lecturing
the
people
Russian,
like me on how we don't
everything Soviet
understand
and so on.
reality.
So if you took those two and you join them at the
While trying to
you
take
pull
some
them
kind
up
of fake
and join
high
them
road
everything
and be
spread out,
condescending and make
you're
videos
working with a really
and
malleable
jump in a
map.
hangout
Then
and
what
talk
you
down
see
to
is
people like
that
me
the direction between the UK
uh,
and the sun is
while everyone in
northwest.
fucking chat acts like he's the
If you'd be
fucking best
pulling
thing
the
ever.
United States and South America, you would be pulling that,
Like,
rolling that round
what's her face here?
clockwise to join Alaska to the Bering Straits. You'll be pulling the Bering Straits counterclockwise.
Antonio
to
does
join
not know everything.
Alaska,
He does not have all the
and you'd have
answers.
moved the Pacific
More than
Ocean,
that,
yes, the Pacific,
I know
and the direction to the sun
what
was
he will do
northwest,
is talk in circles
as you see in the show.
and philosophize in circles. And
And
he
this
will
is one
still
of the
be
things that we
the
saw that
same
was really
person
clear,
in the
because
same
we were
place
looking-
doing
we
the
were all
same
looking
thing
at the
10
sunrise,
years
we
from
were
now,
looking at
never
this
having
map,
gone anywhere
and it said,
or
hold
done
on,
anything
this
or
is
made any
telling us that there
progress
are
in
areas
any
that
way,
are
never
still
having
in
helped
night,
anyone,
that are
never
not
having
in
anything to
night.
show for
You
it,
see the
and
banding that you
that's
have for
just how it
twilight?
is. I have devised a
Yeah,
plan
that's
for what
just-
I
that's
aim
a
to do
huge
and how I
margin
would
of
like to
error.
help the world
I mean,
and how I
Twilight
would
doesn't
like
go
to
against
help
radius
humanity
of
survive what
If
is
anything, they should
in
have
its inevitable
one
near
banding
future,
of Twilight,
which is the
not
onslaught of
four,
these damn
3 or 4.
globalists.
That's just to give themselves a huge margin of error.
I plan to
for
show people
who are
how to
looking
build
at the sun
societies
coming
and
up
how to create
and say, "Ah,
governments
it's
and how
still
to
twilight, it's
sustain,
still night,
how
it's
to
still
make a
night."
sustainable society
You know?
that is
You think
running
that
the
maybe
way
they're trying
society
to
should be
illustrate
run,
a mean,
to give them a template to use to
Twilight,
how
and
to
when I say that, I
copy
mean
and
there
paste
are,
that
like,
all around
certain
the globe.
areas, of the world. You will go from
All
like
across the
daytime
earth.
and have a very brief nighttime or a very brief twilight, and then it goes immediately to night. Whereas other
It
places,
has to do with the slow
twilight is extended
deconstruction of
out
the world in
for
which we have
over an hour
created,
easily.
the world in
Well,
which
they-
we
they-
are living now, the
Yeah,
world
you-
which
you would think
the
that, but
society we are in has caused
you
us to
look at
become
this,
addicted
the
to, which
areas
is why
where
no
the
one's really going to
nighttime
fight against
falls
it
very
or offer
quickly.
true resistance against it because they're
Right now, we're
addicted to
being
it.
the Tropic of
and
Cancer.
in some way they feel dependent on it to survive.
Fast. It's like 10 minutes between day and
such as with
night,
money.
You know,
Right.
between blue sky and sun
Social
in the sky
standing.
and sun not in the sky and stars.
There
and
again,
black
it's why women
sky.
choose the wrong
So
men.
the banding that we see here should be really tapered.
Because
I'm
of,
looking at
they choose the
area
ones they deem
around
to be
the-
best
the west of
within the
Africa.
social circle.
It should be really tapered.
They
there,
choose
and
the
it
ones
isn't.
that they
So
think are the
they're
most
not
socially
really
viable
showing this gradient.
within
they
the
just
social
put
circles
it in
that they
there as
run
a
in.
huge margin of error for people looking.
That's what they seem as being the best mate.
That's
Well, that's
incredible.
exactly
But-
why
but not
The
unexpected.
world is the way it is.
I mean, they're going to fudge in every conceivable way. I mean, it's not like we're going to find one thing
Because
that
women
is so far
will
off
not
that it's
choose
just ridiculous.
the men that fight
Because
against
of the fact
that
that they've had
society
to mold this
and those social
this,
norms.
planar map around the
paradigms.
wall, there's going to be different
They see them as
areas
being
where,
anathema to it.
they can fudge a little bit more and not get quite so noticed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
And
also
that's
why
exactly what
evolution
they
is
do.
is disproved by the very
And
nature
with
of how
distorting
people
things like
get together.
right here, the
It's not
distortion
survival of the fittest at all.
You know, it gives you the impression that everywhere has twilights of the same length.
Just the nature of
We
humanity
don't at
disproves
all.
evolution.
We really don't.
Not to mention
We don't have
thermodynamics.
daylights of the
entropy.
same length either. In the north, versus you've got areas in the north around the Tropic of Cancer where the daylight is shorter than further north. It's like, hold on, how's that working? The sun is supposedly going around the Tropic of Cancer. Why is that? Why is that happening? You see? You just showed it. That was a perfect illustration. I couldn't have thought it better. You see how the night is getting bigger there as you go down?
I just hate to see her becoming as he is, relinquishing her autonomy
Fall off the flat earth
and her
there, Bob.
individuality.
I did. I
To
fell off the flat earth. I
Just
found the edge.
simply reflect his image back.
Nice.
That's awesome. Wow, that's amazing.
She will move to the
Yeah, so
UK
this all came out from people's
do her show
readings,
there.
From them showing the sun.
and
Thinking, wow, I never would have thought of that. We had people from Kuwait,
they'll move in together. Then it will
Hawaii,
become their show.
New Zealand, Norway, Murmansk,
And
Perth.
after a time, it will just become Antonio's show.
Especially John Le Bon didn't show his son,
And,
strangely, But anyway, that's just a little dig.
She'll just
You know,
end up
I'm trying to get
basically
a
bringing
second
him
debate
drinks
going with him. But
and
it's
rolling
not.
his cigarettes on the side,
He wants me. He wants to debate
looking
me.
in chat.
I know, and we get calling you out, and I get saying, "Hey, hold on, you're calling Bob out
But
for
she's
saying no
just
to debate
way
with you. I'm
too
calling
enamored with him.
you for a debate.
Way
You're
too-
saying no to me. Should I call
It's
you
not
out? You're
natural.
calling
She's
Bob.
wanting it too
Well,
bad.
Big.
She just
was a
wants
big,
it so
uh,
much that she's forcing it to happen.
I was expecting,
At first I thought it was him. I thought he was like manipulating her, like brainwashing her or
and that's
something.
cool.
But then
maybe that's
the more
maybe
I-
that's an indication that
over the
he's
last
gotten
month,
the
the more I
message that,
thought
kind of
about it, I
tired of
just
that
began to
bullshit
realize it's
mocking
her.
and
She's the
poking.
one that wants it.
You know, Bob, I'm not
She wants
kidding, but since you
connection
started
with
actually
somebody
saying, Yo,
so
hold on
badly.
a second, JLD.
And she just,
his
at some
mocking
point,
has
got it in her
changed a
mind
lot.
that he was the one
You know,
that she
he's now
wanted,
coming
and she just
in,
made it
asking a
happen.
little question like
And
he
now
would
she's like
before.
just changing it in
And,
her
very
entire
quickly
life
people are jumping
to
on
fit
him.
that
He's like,
new
"Oh,
paradigm.
So he's then turning it to, hey, why are you all attacking poor me?
And she's changing everything. She will
Well, yeah.
change everything about herself to
And
make that
I
fit.
That's your doing. That's your doing.
to me, that's
because
very
before
sad.
That, he was relentless. He would
Because I
ignore
like the
people's
person that she was.
objections. He would just
And when
ask
she goes
another
over there,
little
she won't be that
coercive
person anymore.
question. Yeah.
She'll be a new person.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and me
She'll be
personally,
just like
I mean,
Antonio's
for those of
shadow.
you that didn't witness
Like an
this last
attachment
night, I
to
kind of got
him.
this little scuffle with John Le Bon, and
that'll be hard for me to watch.
honestly, John Le Bon can do some good work, but for whatever reason, I mean, he's just gotten into this, making videos about, the 100th monkey thing, making fun of me. He was talking about how incompetent Jaron was, that, he couldn't, it took him 3 weeks supposedly to, figure out this math for something. And it's like, you know what? At least we were looking at it. We saw an anomaly. We weren't hiding it. We were trying to share it with everybody to bring everybody's minds in on it. But just because he thinks he knows the answer, then suddenly everybody else is a mental midget for even looking at the proposition. And honestly, that's bullshit. That is just crap. For somebody to do that when we're pursuing an honest course of investigation. And no, we're not all math wizards. We're not all experts at everything, you know, unlike how some people would like to pretend that they are.
I wonder
And
if
I
Bob
simply
or
got
any
sick
of them
it.
ever watched that video I made
You know,
addressed
and
to
I
them
told them as much, and
about
basically when I did
perspective.
that, then it's all about, oh, you
The
want
last
to
time,
debate me then, Bob? And it's like, John,
the
I'm not
last
gonna give you the time of
Globe
day.
Busters, they were talking about the
Because honestly,
perspective,
my opinion of you at
and he
this
drew these
point
lines
is
going
about
up
as low as it could
like
possibly get.
thousands of miles
and,
off of the Earth. I
you
mean,
know,
like
I'm
a
just
third of
done
the
with the
way
guy. I'm
across the diameter of the
unsubscribing from
planet.
him. I am
They have
sick
this
of
line
listening
going
to
up,
his
oh, well,
mockery,
look, the horizon
and,
would
you know,
drop
the
off
flat
when you
earth
go up
cult
in the
crap
sky.
that, you know, I'm venting
And he draws
here,
these
guys,
lines
I'll
that
shut
are
up in a
thousands
minute.
of miles
But I'm
high.
done with it. I'm just done with it. And
Well, no, if you're going to show the fucking curve,
I said
then
so,
show where,
you know,
draw
in
on the
certain
draw on
terms
the
last
chart where a
night,
plane is
because,
there,
you know,
Bob,
it's just bullshit.
and how high
He
the
thinks he is
how
so
far would the
smart and so much
horizon
better
drop
than everybody
in a
here,
plane.
when we're
When
all
if you charted
looking
where
at
a
these
plane
models,
was on that
and then he has the
globe,
audacity to come out
the
and,
ball
and
that he had
act
drawn,
like,
if you
the
plot where the
Robertson
plane would be,
geocentric
it would be
model
on the
is
line of the
thing,
curve,
right?
because
It's
the
like
globe
that,
is so
that's
damn
nonsense
big
from
that
every
50,000
but
feet
rather
wouldn't
than
even be off
debate
the
about
damn
that, he'd
curve
rather,
yet.
you know, call flat earthers cult members and all this other
Like I
bullshit.
said in my
I'm done
video,
with it.
if
I'm
you
done
have
with it. I'm done with John LeBon.
an 8 millimeter
Take a long
wide
walk
ball,
off a short cliff.
1 millimeter off of the
That's
surface
the end of that story.
is 500,000 feet. It's 100 miles. 1 millimeter off of the globe is 100 miles. A plane flies fucking 10 miles off of the surface, which means that if you were going to put a pinpoint where the plane would be on a 8 centimeter wide globe, it would be a tenth of a millimeter. A tenth of a millimeter. Or on the one that he had when I was making the video, I said that on my screen now it's 16 centimeters.
They go, oh yeah, as if they knew about it all along, and then
So
they
that
talk
would be
about
double
it as if it's perfectly
to
obvious.
2
It wasn't
millimeters
perfectly
being
obvious. It wasn't
500,000
obvious
feet,
until Jaren
100
pointed it
miles.
out, you know?
1/10 of that
Also,
would be
I don't know if Jaren's there. I
a
want
fifth
to
of a
ask Jaren
millimeter
about Heron the Elder.
off
There's a
of
big,
the globe on the picture.
If you're there, Jaren, if you
A
can tell us
fifth
about
of a millimeter
sorry,
on a
Heron the Elder.
16 centimeter wide globe on a
Oops,
circle
are
on
you
a piece
muted,
of
Jaren?
paper.
No, he's not muted. We're not hearing you, Jaren.
No, it's playing computer
And a
games,
plane
yeah.
flies
You
a
hear me?
fifth of a millimeter
There
off
you
the
go.
We
surface.
gotcha.
And they want to see fucking curve. They want to
if you
see
guys
the
didn't
damn
see the, Jesse
horizon drop.
Kowalski
And
came
he
out with
draws a
video
fucking
again,
line that's like
you know,
2
the
inches tall,
surveyor.
an inch tall.
And I didn't have time. It was my mom's birthday, and we went to the boardwalk over here. And I had about 2 hours before I had to leave, and I just wanted to real quick bang something out. So I was able to get a blog post on.
That's how high the sun would be.
They
They said the sun is 4,000 miles up.
Yeah,
That's about where that would be.
One of the things that Kowalski said, and he was
But it
talking
also,
with
at that height, it would not show half of the globe, which tells me the sun has to be farther away than 4,000 miles.
Obviously,
I thought of that months and months ago when I was drawing it out myself back in
They
December.
brought up Aristophanes, and
When I was trying to figure out how far away the sun would be.
They dispute,
What is the
you know,
minimum
Aristophanes
distance it would have to be to be able to shine on the entire globe?
And Jesse
Or,
Kowalski
well,
said,
half of
they-
it at a
They
time.
think he didn't exist. And
4,000
they both
isn't
laugh and
enough.
chuckle at how stupid we all are for thinking he didn't exist.
And I estimated it'd be something like
In my blog post,
15,000.
I told Jesse that perhaps he should look into Heron the Elder, because he wrote in the city of Alexandria he lived from 150 BC to 100
But nobody
BC,
cares about that because
which is
it's
about
not part of
100
the
years or
flat
so
earth
after
dogma
Aristophanes.
as
He wrote
promoted
about
by the
geometry,
priests.
He wrote about triangles and mathematics.
So now I
and,
sound like a troll.
Wrote about all that stuff, so I told him you might want to check into how much he had to say about Aristophanes. And if you look at all his writings, he never mentions them once. And they made
I'm not a
point in
troll,
their
but I
video
can
to
certainly
say,
see their arguments.
Oh, and Aristophanes, I mean, how could he not exist? He was the
I'm not against these
librarian of
guys.
Alexandria. Well, that's where
I'm
Aaron-
against
Aaron the
them
Elder's from.
completely being
From
so against the
Alexandria.
globe.
Talks
I'm not
about all this
against
stuff
the
and never
ideas.
mentions
I'm not
them.
against
Aristophanes,
questioning.
really,
I'm
if you
not
look into
against
it,
the proving. I'm not
not a lot
against
of
the
people do.
testing. What I'm
So,
against is their
pretty is
vehement
kind of-
opposition to
it's pretty
anything
obvious
else.
that he was added later, and that's the
And
kind
they
of
make
thing
them
that
like
they
you're an
do with our
idiot because
history.
you just don't
And
see
that's why they
that
glorify
it's
him,
obviously
and
flat.
talking about him, and we all know that whole idea of doing what he supposedly did is just nonsense. It would have been done with assumptions that the Earth was a ball, that the sun was so far away. There's just too many things that would have gone into that. Plus, having to communicate with somebody who's 500 miles away, 500 miles, and is a
I don't
month
care for
trip,
Jaron and his
back
dismissal
in
of
those days
God
on camel.
because he doesn't like the
And
church.
they were able
as if
to
the
figure
church
out
represents God
what time
anyway.
it
It just
was,
proves you don't
noon here,
understand
noon there.
what God is. It
when,
proves to me he doesn't care. He's not
suns
trying to
above your head,
find
but They
God.
would have had to converse with
He
each
just
other.
wants
It's all
to
nonsense.
berate.
So Aaron the elder
He wants to berate
didn't ever
God and
mention
mock God using
Aristophanes,
church,
which
the
is one of
church
the
as
things
an
I pointed
excuse,
out to Jesse.
as a method.
Amongst other things, you know, he makes a big deal. Oh, you have it up on the screen. Yeah.
That's what I have
He makes
against
a big deal
Jaron.
about his
And I've told him as much
his
in the
theodolite
chat
and how great this equipment
or
is.
in the comments.
And it's, to me, it's just
I haven't made a
baffling
big
that
deal
they
out
don't
of it, but I've
understand
mentioned it
that
to him.
if you look into those tools,
maybe a couple of times.
they are meant to show curvature. And it just baffles me that he would never even consider that. He asks, how could it possibly, this picture here, he said, how could latitude
Not mean
longitude
about it. I was just saying.
on a flat Earth? And it's just like,
He
what do you
disagreed,
mean?
but
Have you
I
even
mean, of course he was.
looked into it? It works the same way. So I plotted a couple locations and said, okay, next question. And one of his questions was, please explain, if you're going to say that GPS is
There again, I'm not a
cell
troll
towers,
because a troll
please
would
explain how that works.
post on all the
They
videos
just
and make.
assume that it must be satellites. It
I mean,
has
that's
to
not
be
me.
satellites. So I showed him a couple clippings that flat
I
out
don't go on
say
everybody's
even the
videos
satellites
and
say that they
make negative comments on
communicate to
everything
each
that they
other, and
do.
they send it down to a cell tower, which then sends it
But
to your phone. So
there's a
no
line
need to
there.
take much
There
guesswork to
again, there's
figure
like
out
a,
how it would work
like I said, a
minus
tightrope.
satellites. You know,
Because people do see me as being a negative type of person. I just don't go around doing that all the
you go up to
time.
where the balloon things, there's a couple quotes that were
It's like intermittent.
pretty good.
I remember there was Chris
There's and this picture
told me
here,
I
go
wasn't.
back to
He told Robert,
you know, that one. This is always
well, not
interesting.
say
So they tell
Veritas,
us
that I
when
wasn't
we
a
look at
troll
the over
when
the
he was saying that I
curvature of
was.
the Earth, that occasionally because
The first time he saw me.
of refraction, that those items
so Chris
are
was
lifted
telling him
up
that I
into the
wasn't.
sky, right?
And
Yeah,
I don't
he
care
wants
for
us to go with a theodolite,
this-
and he
this
says
Robert,
every time you look through it, no
Fasciano at
matter
all.
what, you're going to always
I think this
see
guy is
that the
damn near
item at far
certifiably
distance
insane.
has dropped below. Meaning your little crosshairs, if you're looking at a building, say, is
Even
be up higher on the
if
building,
he's
which
not,
tells
I mean,
you
he
there's
just has this complete.
But why doesn't
His
refraction
energy
exist
is the
ever?
complete.
Wouldn't he sometimes look through there and all of a
He's
sudden?
a very good example of the kind of
he
person
should
I
see
don't
way
like.
Lower. The building should be way
Very
up in the
a
sky.
very good example of that.
But they only bring this into play.
He
when it
embodies a
works
lot
in
of
their
those
favor.
things.
So they're allowed to say refraction when they've got buildings 60 miles.
Just this
over
wannabe
Lake
gangster
Michigan
type
showing
motherfucker,
up
you know.
where they shouldn't.
Goes around talking
When
shit
you're
all the
talking about
time.
theodolite, which is so perfect and so
The trolls
exact,
called him out on
measurements
it.
are
He's talking about how he's going to hunt them down, and at one point he was talking about killing Tim Osmond and breaking people's arms and shit.
What goes into those tools?
And
this is not just a telescope with a crosshair.
all this just tough
a
guy
very
talk.
complex machine.
Now he's talking about
angled mirrors,
trying people's machines and tracking down their information and
I don't know, something. But when you look into that,
you know, all their personal info.
There's two mirrors inside this thing, and by just slightly placing one offset, it lifts the item.
He's just not a good person.
At, or lowers it.
Simple as that.
Depending on how the thing's put together. Of course, he doesn't understand deception. I mean, nobody expects to walk into a surveying class and to hear them say, hey, we're going to tell you all about the machine and how we rigged it to make sure that you don't know that what you're really doing is just simply confirming what we need you to confirm for us. That's never going to happen. It's a deception. So they're going to tell them how great and accurate their machines are, and they're going to go out and think that
I didn't intend for this to even be watching this. I was just going to talk about
curvature. I would be shocked if it didn't.
things.
Not shocked that it does.
Whatever came to mind about today.
Such a small amount of what he says he finds. So, yeah, please read that.
I actually intended to make a video about my alphabet, my character set for my language today.
Please explain to me.
I guess I'll do that later.
And then I'll get on this one. But it just really, I put a little part of the article there that in the Surveyor's Handbook it says that you can treat the Earth as a plane on small distances up to 50 kilometers.
I uploaded a
which is
3-hour video the other day,
feet of drop.
on Friday, I
It's
think.
almost twice the size of
And,
Statue of Liberty. So how can you
Andrea
imagine
didn't
building a
seem
bridge
to
and saying, "Forget about
like
the
that one
fact
too much. I
there are
thought it was
two
too
Statues
long.
of Liberty. We'll be fine just treating it like a plane. Build it straight across. Doesn't matter.
Well,
if
and it
drops
wasn't
that
meant
much.
to be
It's ridiculous.
coherent. It was just
this
me.
list
I just
here,
turned.
that
I just
gray
hit
list is all
record
the things that can be
and
put
started.
into his particular brand of
me going through some
theodolite.
YouTube videos.
And what is the thing called?
That came up in my queue.
One of the things that he has in his basically
It wasn't meant to be some great philosophical treatise or anything.
It's on the right side column.
None of these
that
are really.
eyepiece
It's just me
is-
talking.
I think you gotta scroll
Whatever
just a
comes
little
to
bit so you
mind.
can read that part. What it exactly does is corrects for you what you see through it. And so, you know, he's talking about it, and if you read my article, I kind of threw him under the bus a little bit and was not the nicest person, but it's because if you watch that video, it is unbearable the way he comes across and laughs at flat earthers, makes little jokes. So they've gone over the edge. They just don't get it. They think that this whole thing's a big conspiracy and that every surveyor is all in on it. It's like nobody's ever said that.
I guess they're done with the flat earth checking the sun then.
Cut the head off 6 while he looked me in the eye. I think back to number 2. I shall look grave. Skip to my loo. You don't look like
Hi, I'm Nathan Oakley, and this is video log number 104, I think. If it isn't, it's because I'm absolutely knackered. I'll give you a quick look at my camera that's been filming for tracking the sun on a flat earth. So this feed is actually running right now, and we're coming to the end of rather an epic journey. So yeah, it was the beginning. It was the beginning of something, and to all of you who have participated, the people who joined and shared their sunrises and their sunsets, thank you so much. To all those people who had shouting at them to share their location, please, thank you for trying and persisting and making it an absolute success. So my heart goes out to one and all. Also, all of the contributors, the people who ran the Hangouts, I'm going to try and list them, although it is, like I say, at this stage, we'll have a look. We are 10 to, so about maybe an hour and a half off getting 24-hour coverage, so you never know, something might go wrong, but we've got one spare Hangout, so I'm pretty sure it won't. But yeah, so at this particular juncture, you know, I'm still going to go back inside and encourage people to join, so you won't know I've made this video long. But there we go, yes, it's been absolutely epic. Massive thank you to all. I'm going to hope to arrange that all the people who did run the Hangouts will actually join just at the end of maybe the 24-hour rotation, or this Hangout that's running right now as I make this video, just as a nice little sign-off, and maybe there'll be another one run. Who knows, we shall see. We might go way beyond 24 hours. But yeah. The main reason for this particular video log is to say an absolutely massive thank you to all who have taken part behind the scenes and sharing their suns. I've been Nathan Oakley. I'll see you all in the next video.
Try to grab it if you walk out of here alive. Take it. Won't take it. Yeah. Thought I'd tell you. Dig in. You want it? Come on and get it. Come on and get it. What are you waiting for, boy? Come on. Shotgun.
Okay.
A case of tequila on the fire. There's a severed hand on Boxcar 7. Thought I'd tell you. I'll tell you again. I'm gonna tell you one more
Got a few
time.
too many things running at once in the video.
Make a move. I'm waiting for you.
Too much in the background.
Come on and get it.
Come on and get it. Thought I told you. Tell you again. You want it? Yeah? Come on and get it. Come on and get it.
close some of this shit down.
Come on, you little pussy. Phantom. Train. Route down. 42. Lie down. Read the sign, boy. Thought I'd tell you. Now I'll tell you again. Yeah, she wore a black veil. Come on and get it. Come on and get it.
You seen it? Do you like it? You wanna shag it? Go ahead and bag it.
Drinking behind the depot. I'm the creepo. Just waiting.
But he wants to cooperate, digging into the real truth.
Want it.
I think it's deliberate from the start. You know, the curvature is, you know, or the falling elevation is by far the biggest flat Earth proof that there is. And John LeBon, hi John, if you're watching, mate.
Bring a machete and I'll bring one.
John has gone on the record as saying that he thinks we live on a sphere that does not spin. So John, you're living down under somewhere. You can go on Ned's Globe. So John, if you're watching, mate, there we go. You're somewhere down about there, mate. So there we go. You're that spike there. So you're on the underbelly of the Earth. I don't know how you're holding on to it. You know, you must have got lots of these mountaineering equipments to dig a hole in the earth for you to actually be there, because it would be impossible. You actually think you live on a sphere that's not moving, and you know.
Well, how does it hold on without spinning? You know, isn't the spinning was what causes the gravity, which helps the thing and the holding and all that? Don't you need the spinning?
Apparently you don't need spinning for gravity. Gravity is just a made-up thing anyway, isn't it?
Well, of course it is. But I mean, don't all of these theories and ad hoc engineered theories have to be, you know, in unison for the whole concept to work? Isn't that why it works? Is because, oh, we needed to add this, and now let's add gravity, and oh, we need spinning, and is the spinning for the seasons, or what was the spinning added for?
Tried to make it look like you were the victim every time.
And stuff kept getting piled on top of one another, so now you believe you live on a sphere, but it's not spinning.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, it's because, I'll tell you what the reason is that they cannot comprehend the Pac-Man theory, or the fourth dimension theory, because it's outside their, you know, their experience in life. It's not something that they can see.
Just call him poor boy.
And they're all still sticking with these circular maps. But you can sail east to west and get back where you started. If you had to sail east-west on a circular map, you'd just go from one side to the other, and you would not go around the world, because the lines of latitude form a circle. So to actually sail around the world on a circular map, you wouldn't be going east-west, you'd be going in every which direction to actually go round in a circle, which is a joke. And yet you've got Jeronism still talking about a circular Earth on his latest show, talking about the sun, you know, reverberating off the edges of a circular Earth. And you know, you look at Jeronism's show this week, and they deliberately...
You know, Lawrence, I have to be honest, I can't do it anymore. I can't. Now that it's like once you're not a globe head anymore and you become a flat earther or a flat realmer, which is where I'm at now. I can't even call myself a flat earther hardly anymore. Now I have to say the word realm because it has to include the whole package. It has to, the whole shebang, or the thing doesn't work. And so I can't go and I can't listen to these things anymore with these people repeating the same garbage that I don't believe anymore. And so, yeah, it's really frustrating.
Well, that was the problem. So I listened to the show because somebody sent me the link to it. You've got Jeronism with one theory, Bob with another theory, and this new guy they've got on with a different theory. So 3 different theories. All they've done is muddy the water so you can't see the mud from the trees. And I think that's deliberate. You know, that guy, Bob guy, I reckon he's a real clever guy and he's good at pilot. If he can't get his head around a simple concept, which I'm showing you tonight, then that guy's, you know, that guy's not the full shilling. He's not real. You know, he's deliberately muddying the water. You know, it's quite simple that if you lived on a sphere, the angles of elevation on the land that we live would be extremely severe, particularly where you live. But there are no acknowledging that.
Ned, I hear birds, so I have to be able to hear you.
I'm just...
Yes. Well, of course, that's coming from people who say that water would fall off the bottom of the earth if it were round. But as soon as I hear something like that, I mean, it's like, how can I even take that person seriously after saying something like that? Or like that guy said earlier about the curve being on the, I don't know if that was on this video or not. It was on Globebusters earlier. About there being curved like 10 miles out, and I typed it in the chat. Like 10 miles away, there's going to be 1/7 of a degree of tilt. And here we go again. Oh crap. What are they saying now?
625. So if somebody measured that and they said, I want to see what the curvature is between A and X, we would do the 8 inches times 5625 times 5625, and then divide that all out and get 3,995 miles. So if somebody measured that, that's what they would come up to. Now let's say that he said, oh, I might as well go all the way to B. I might as well finish it off. So then instead he's going to do 8 times 6250.
I almost made a video about curvature.
So you'll notice right there,
I drew up a diagram for it,
937 miles,
but I never made the video.
So
in like a month ago.
This distance here, and then just adding
again off of one of these Globebuster videos.
That was adding 937 miles of curvature. Now let's say somebody wants to measure from B going up this way, and they say, I'm just going to measure this segment, the same one he just measured. Well, that's only 625 miles, so 8 times 625 times 625, divide that out, equals 49 miles. So when this person is measuring this curve, this segment is 49 miles of curvature. When this person
I can't believe they're still talking about it. They've been talking about this for like months now. Like 2 months they've been talking about this curvature.
So we've got 900 miles of curvature that is just wrong. That a circle is a circle. No matter where you look at this circle, it is identical curvature. It cannot be any different. So that's the problem with this whole equation, is that it should not be different. There should be a way to measure this curvature which should match every other segment of this ball. It cannot be, yeah, we can say this person is coming down the wall, so they've got this
I don't even know where I put the damn
almost a straight
picture now.
down, but it still would be the same thing going up this way. This is still him going up the ball at that steep of an angle. So how can it be 900 miles difference? Pretty crazy. Another thing I thought was interesting is if you take a circle in any drawing program, I've kind of noticed, and you zoom in on it, you'll notice that, see how it's got this flat part here? Well, this is a perfect circle, and yet it's got a flat part here at the top and bottom, like they tell us, right? Oh, you're always at the top of the ball, and you have to walk so far before you see curvature. Well, why is that designed in this circle? Why is there a flat part here? There's no flat part here.
I don't even know what this is.
This is not a flat part, meaning if I take this circle and turn it, it's turning as a perfect circle. You can see that. But now if I stop it here, oops, where did I stop it? If you turn it here, oh, well, I guess you have to look at these segments.
Religion people are demons.
Over here, there should be the same. This can't be stair-stepping. And then over here is just the top and the bottom of the circle flat.
Well, to be fair on that also, Darren, we're getting down and pixelating essentially, because we're extrapolating an analog construct, that of the circle, which does have the exact same curvature at all points, but when we represent it digitally, it has to be done on a sampled basis, and that's how computers work. Well, as you can see, what we're seeing up here is you basically got this across, but that's how the computer interprets an analog circle, and depending on the resolution or the sample rate, like the pixelation rate, is going to determine, you know, how big those little pixels are that go across. You know, how fine you go.
So how about like this? How would we do it on a graph? Is it impossible to do a circle with a graph? Meaning, if you had a graph paper, and I don't think I can. Maybe.
Oh, and putting it on an XY coordinate.
Yeah,
it's similar, right?
And you tried to do you couldn't do a circle on here because if you start here and you have one spot here, what can I do to make a circle? If I go 2 across, 3 across here, well, I can't go down. It will never be a perfect circle.
That's right, because it's an extrapolation. It's a digital construct. In other words, you're doing it by putting together, you know, several hundreds of little teeny tiny squares. That's the only way that the computer can do it. And of course, the more you increase the resolution, you simply is going to be the more pixels you have in any particular square inch. But yeah, the computer itself can't actually draw the curved line. It has to emulate
the
it by
screenshot I'm recording at is not made to fit
into
the diagram I made.
So I guess
they basically just give the impression of a circle.
Right.
So
God damn it! Shut the fuck up. It's like he just chimes in out of nowhere. There's a diagram I made about the curvature. Like I said, I never made a video about it. These are the estimations. I didn't go by any fucking actual, these are my numbers by my estimations, not by any actual, formulae. This is just me coming up with it myself, as you can see, based off of the, generic idea of 4,000 miles being halfway. Yeah, even hearing his damn voice now is getting on my nerves. I just can't stand that he is the one that she picked. Vancouver said they make perfect sense, that they fit together. Of course he would say that because he hates her. He fucking hates her guts. So of course he would want her to destroy herself. Here I go again talking about it. I'm trying to, half the point of me doing this is making this separate channel is to get my mind back on things that it's supposed to be on. Myself, my shit. That nobody has ever cared about, nobody ever will care about, and it will just fade away and the world will die, and you know, it's not my goddamn fault. I tried. If I finish it and I put it out there, then it's fucking done. I've done my goddamn part. I can't help it if no one else cares. I can't help it if no one else gives a shit. I can't help it if God does not put it in them to be able to see what the fuck I am saying, or have the ability to care and to see that it matters. And if all they're gonna care about is people like fucking Antonio bullshitting and talking in circles all day, well then I can't help them. I don't fucking talk in circles. I say it the way that it is. Like this picture right here. I don't need to fucking spend 17 goddamn weeks talking about what the curvature is. Once you settle it, it's fucking settled. You don't need to spend, you don't need to fucking waste everybody's time going over the same old ground. Time after time. That's a good song. Got it on here somewhere.
end, and then it gets bigger again. See, it hits the moon right here at the top and bottom, which would be, I mean, it wouldn't matter if the light hits here. That's not going to cause a shadow. So I mean, to me, I kind of looked at it, and this stuff is all modeled. You can look at the sizes over here and see what, you know, he has the circumference of the moon, it being correct, like what did you say? Oh, yeah, right there. So the moon has a radius of 1.6.
On this distance from Amsterdam to Los Angeles or whatever, and it works on the flat Earth map. What are you talking about? And you're like, of course, most of them work. Most of these distances work in the northern hemisphere. Okay, yeah. But now let's go back for a second to this sun and moon thing. All right, on that flat Earth map, they call it.
Andrea asked me about my suicidal thoughts.
How did those people explain that the sun?
I said it was part of my intermittent depression that I've had since I was a teenager. A depression that came in after I was awakened by God to the true nature of the universe. I felt as if I was entirely alone, and since that time I've never felt anyone has ever understood me. I consider it to be equivalent to my identity as a truther. And everyone else seems to be so happily involved in communication and this new community, which I can't seem to become a part of. This truther community, because I cannot acquiesce to the paradigm of the flat Earth.
You can't use the dome, can you, Lawrence? In this particular case, where these people are the dome, sundogs through the dome, rainbows through the dome, thunder through the dome. That's one I heard yesterday, and I was like, what? Everybody knows weather happens below the atmosphere. It doesn't happen above it, okay? So, but if you have this dome over this, okay, and the sun is going around more north than Canada, how does the dome help that? The dome come down to a point in the center and come down to the North Pole and come up from there? So you got a toroid dome? Are you willing to go there? Because that sun is either reflecting off of something north, or the light is coming from the north. You have to have it one way or another. Or am I all wet, Lawrence?
Well, what we should do, Laurie, I doubt if anybody will take us up, but all these, you know, headline flat earthers who continue to push this false model, I'll invite you here and now to come on this show and present your case for it, and we will give you our rebuttal, and then you've got to answer that. So here's the offer: come, stop talking about it, or prove it. You know.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
We've done with it. You know, this stuff that you're putting out, the new flat earthers are latching onto it as though it's real, and they're making themselves look silly, because when they get into arguments with Globers, they're made to look stupid. You've got that guy called Five Red Pears, you know, and he's putting videos out every week debunking the false flat earth model. He doesn't come and choose to debunk ours. I've asked him to on his pages, but he doesn't, because he can't. So but that's what they do. You know, they'll and of course if it gets into mainstream, then, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson will make mincemeat out of the flat earth model. You know, there's just so many holes in it. And then they look stupid, but that's their game. You know, they want to hold on to this false model. So
well, they're not invested in, you know, the model proving out to be true. They're invested in trying to get more and more and more people invested in it. That's the whole point. And you know, when you hear these people constantly remarking that, oh well, you know, hide in plain sight. That's what they did with the UN map. Hiding in plain sight. Are you really kidding me? Do you really think that one has anything to do with the other? Do you really think that they're sitting back laughing, going, ha 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 ha, we made this awesome map that we put behind Admiral Byrd, and then we made the UN logo out of it, and we got this guy Robotham who promoted it with his brainiac bunch of guys called the Synthetic society, and we've been implanting it in old dictionaries.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to concentrate on myself.
Museums and everything else.
I have just come to the realization, as I do ever so often, there will never be anyone that understands where I'm coming from. There will never be anybody that gives a shit about my paradigm and what God has shown me. Which means there'll never be anyone that ever understands me as a person, me as a human being. And more to the point, there will never be anyone who cares to.
It only works if you don't. I mean, it can't work any other way. Not that I can, it's not that anybody can explain to me. So
Especially women,
people get that idea?
who are too busy chasing whoever they deem to be the best guy in their social circles at the time.
That the UN map and the AE map,
Because they are so,
maps and the USGS,
their minds are so bent on
so on and so
being
forth,
social,
hiding in
and the
plain
social
sight.
herd, the pack mentality,
Well, it was done all the, when I first came into it.
that they can't break away from that society even when they've broken away from that society. They still just find something else to latch on to, take its place.
Society Facebook page, and they'd all got this stuff on there. And Rory Cooper, you know, my perspective, no respect to him, flat earth, he's still hanging on to his circular map. I mean, that guy's a clever guy, but he's still pushing the disintegrate.
Like I said,
so it begs the question,
in that video I made for Adam,
I don't think he is. You know,
if I don't find this
what we're
person
up against, though. There's me and you
that I feel
and a handful of others,
has to be out there,
who are not as vocal as us.
then I will never be able to complete what I feel as though I'm supposed to do.
Regular shows, and they're all either avoiding the issue altogether or continuing to muddy the waters or push out this info.
This is why I care about those that I do. I do not become infatuated with people as they do.
And I say, do you realize that this
It is not fickle.
this mob
It is not a whim. It is what it is.
Well, people know it doesn't really work perfectly, but that's not the point.
I'm sitting here, I'm always thinking about decades into the future. And everyone else just cares about now. And what they can get out of
And that AE map is
the world right now.
icon for the community. We don't care if it really works or not, or whether it represents the flat earth or not. And I mean, they'll say that directly to me. It doesn't matter. Why are you stirring up so much shit? Why don't you just leave it alone? Because it's not about that. It's not about map and model bunking. It's about you.
It's all about it's all about the model, because ultimately, if you're telling somebody new,
These guys are where I was 10 years ago,
being flat, they want to
by
know
and
how
large.
it is, so you've got to describe it or show it or draw
But they're not
it.
going in the same direction.
You know, what else is there to talk about? You know, it's the earth.
So
That's the whole subject, the shape of the earth.
they will not be able to catch up
They
with
don't
where
want
I'm
to
at
talk
now.
about the shape of the earth. They just want to say, well, it's
I asked God to show me a depiction of the accurate cosmos, to give me a model to use. I was open to anything. This was after I became aware of the flat earth model. This was earlier this year, several months ago, and I asked him to reveal to me the true nature of the cosmos. And over the course of the past several months, he has revealed to me over time the model that I currently use.
As the flat earth model, and
Simply is a geocentric model, a spherical earth in the center, spinning once a day, rotating once a day, with the moon and the sun spinning around that, the moon once a month and the sun once a year. And everything else as well in their courses. Chris has, so far as I know, is the only one that's actually listened to me explain that to any degree. Even though Antonio said he watched my video, he came back with merely a superficial response, which is what I said that he would. Even though, to be honest, the first 10 minutes of it really is not even about my model. and responding to certain flat Earth points that were going at the time, the bending light and so on.
And so there's plenty of people who are obviously interested to know what we're saying and who are following the message. So
anyway, Chris Rock
you're so sure
has said that my model is unique, and of course it would be. It's the one guy gave me as to how it really is. The stars are not on a sheet. They are dimensional. There is a depth to the field of the stars, which is a spherical shell around the Earth, as are the galaxies as well, like a different sphere or a different shell beyond the stars. I don't know what the galaxies are, but they are geocentric around the Earth as well. That's been proven by science as well. Everything is geocentric. But they're spherical shells, like valence shells. That's what the planets are. The planetary orbits are shells. It's a valence. But then they try to sit there and throw at you all the mechanics and the gravity and all this crap, Coriolis, and you're thinking, well, fuck it, you're telling me on one hand it's an electric universe, but on the other hand it's not, and I have to obey all the laws of physics even though you throw them all out. Why can't I throw them all out and say that it's geocentric anyway?
Mark Sargent, Jeremyism and the like. So in my book, these people are there to put out disinfo and lead people down the wrong track.
Bit of a double standard, if you ask me.
Should this ever break into mainstream, then the disinfo model will be the one that's presented to Neil deGrasse Tyson
anyway,
to debunk on primetime TV.
I guess I could have just running another 2 hours, but apparently that's not advisable.
Alright, well let's just play out a little scenario here.
I probably said enough for now anyway. I need to go and make my other video about the alphabet, like I said.
Some mainstream show and not really debate, but you know, have a conversation, okay? And they've agreed that they're going to be conversational. They're not going to drop mics and act like, you know, buttheads, okay? Imagine all that. And so they say, well, tell us what your model is. Okay, tell us how the flat Earth works. You got a little circle, and you got a sun and a moon going around in a circle, and you got an ice wall around the outside, and you got a dome over the top. And we say, no. That's not the flat Earth model. We're not positive what the overall model is, but we've got a lot of headway that we've been making on how it could work or how it might work. Because we know it's not a globe. Now, what would be your presentation in the quickest way you could to describe to Neil and Brian how the flat Earth?
There's a great many things I have not spoken of.
Well,
right there,
I talked about them last year on all the old videos.
Well, the map
when I was so very
the only
open,
map that
which I could do, knowing that no one would watch the video. I would put them up. They would get a few views here and there. I would figure those that need to watch it would find it. God would guide them to it.
So no other map.
But there's a great many things I have not spoken of in any of the videos that I've put up since people have begun to watch.
Just a joke, but they're not. Everybody uses them. And when you plot those out, you know, the actual distance.
Also, I have found that very few people actually go back and dig through your old videos. All the new subscribers don't even know the stuff you've done before.
The construct that we're in is diamond shaped, and you can
I go through people's videos. I sort of expect everyone else to, but they don't.
West and come back out on the east. So there has to be some kind of, you know, fourth dimension, space loop, call it what you want, Pac-Man model that enables you to do that. And that's what they'll laugh at, because you know, it's beyond most people's comprehension that we could be living in a world like that. But you know, we're all in the same. Virtually every flat earther is in the mindset that you know, this place was created, and it's not for us to say put limitations on how this place was put together in the first place.
Okay, well, let's play like I'm Neil. Okay, I'm going to be the butthead, and I'm going to say, so on that other flat Earth model that we see where everything's a circle and there's an ice ring.
There is a purpose to the things that I do, and a reason why I say the things that I say. There's a reason why I believe what I believe.
The water doesn't run off the sides, and the atmosphere doesn't escape your flat ground.
And I would very much like to be able to take what is in my head and to put it into their head. But I do not. I cannot trust that anyone understands me when I speak, and I don't know how I can take what's in my mind and put it into theirs.
You know, as Free Energy puts it himself, it's repeating space is the dimension that you cannot see. I mean, the thing with this dimension is I've had a brief look into it this week, and if you can imagine that you're a 3D woman and you're an artist, but when you
they're all seeking answers.
You're in the thickness of the paint, you're
Chris
painting
Rock
in 2 dimensions.
also said at the end of our hangout on last Monday,
painting in 3 dimensions. You know, similarly, if you're a 2-dimensional woman,
that I was a know-it-all.
1 dimension. So whatever dimension you're in, you're painting in
the politically correct environment of the day, simply because I believe that I am right and was unwilling to say that I was wrong about some things.
You can't see them because
I'm a know-it-all because I would not allow for the possibility of him to be right on a certain topic,
you know,
a certain thing.
You can't see anything that's above the dimension you're in.
Is that not the same as the flat earthers not allowing Glovers to be right on the topic?
See it, they're not going to get their head around it.
What's the difference?
People are, but that seems the only logical explanation for the things that we see with the sun and, you know, the movement of planes and boats, you know, when they move around the Earth. They must be passing through these space loops to get back where they start.
Or better yet, to be able to continue forward. Okay?
Yeah.
This is where I would come in, is being able to go that next step.
My computer seems to be having a hard time running things right now.
Reality is manifest.
Not sure why.
It's being manifest by human. Because if there's kind of like if the tree falls in the forest and there's no one there to hear it, does it make a sound? All right?
Maybe it doesn't want to run 5 videos at once or something.
Because there's no one there to hear it.
Crazy computers.
And so
how dare you not want to run 5 videos?
Flat Earth realm, if I'm in a boat and I'm headed east across this Pacific, I'm headed west across the ocean, okay? And I keep going and I keep going, and sooner or later I'm going to hit land, right? And that's the way it is in the real world. In the Flat Earth map that Lawrence has, I agree with. You would get the end of the diamond, the walls, end of the diamond, and you would just keep going because time is with you, okay? And everybody else is doing whatever they're doing, wherever they're doing it, whether they're ahead of you or behind you.
Alright. Well, I guess it's an hour and a half. It's about long enough for now.
In other words, I'm creating my own realm as I move. And someone sent me a message last week that made a hell of a lot of sense to me. One of the things we're talking about is, in this message is about global warming and about the Antarctic, okay? And they said, as humans, when humans did not occupy the Antarctic, it was smaller than it is now. And that more humans that occupy the Antarctic that are creating more reality in the Antarctic and that is actually expanding. Okay? that takes a little bit to wrap your mind around, because we are manifesting reality as we're occupying space, time. And so suddenly there's films and photographs and stories coming out of Antarctica. They're like, wow, where did those mountains come from? And, wow, they're in these valleys. And did I see grass? Was that grass they just showed in that video? And, weird rock-shaped things and, in other words, land and reality that none of us have ever seen. Does that mean that it was always been there? I'm not sure. I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. The farther we go south as humans,
there again.
the farther we're able to explore.
I didn't wake up when I found the Earth was flat. I woke up. Well, I woke up when I died the first time, 10 years old. But I woke up the second time with what you might call clarity or direction.
That's been something I've...
When I was 15,
saw information
14, 15, when I came into the concept known as predestination or predeterminism, that's what woke me up. And that's what I identify with, that's what I relate to. That is the foundational principle of everything else that came afterwards in my life, in my journey of my awakening. But that's the difference between me and the flat earthers, is that all of their awareness is predicated by their belief in the flat earth, so that they associate everything that comes thereafter with that belief in the flat earth. So that basically the totality of their awareness in their life is based on flat earth, so that they need it to be that way. They need that belief system to be reality, to support what else they believe and have come into believing thereafter. Which is to say they're dependent on it to that extent.
Well, what's really interesting about that is my intuition tells me that it is planned. My intuition also tells me that the purpose of it is to create doubt in people's memory. Another reason for it is to create even more division within the truth community, because people outside the truth community haven't even begun to hear about the Mandela effect unless somebody tells them about it, right? And so when you also think about with regards to this effect, I've watched videos where somebody will go through 10 or 15 things that so-and-so says this and so-and-so says that, or I remember this, but this is what it is now. And they'll go through, the classic stuff, Interview with a Vampire, and Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, and Berenstein Bears, and Nobody Doesn't Like Sarah Lee, and then all of a sudden they'll go on to one, and I'm with them. I agree on all of them. It's like, yeah, I remember that, now it's this. And then suddenly they'll come on one, and then I'll go, no, you're wrong about that one. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? All of a sudden now, you're wrong. Okay, but we're in a different plane. We're in a different timeline, whatever you want to call it. And so the idea behind the Mandela effect is to ruin most people's confidence in their long-term memory. And once it gets to the point where everybody's arguing, no, it was this and no, it was that, and then you've got this third.
Alright, I guess I will cut it off here. At an hour and a half. And I guess I will talk to you later. See you then. Until then, friends, take it easy. I'll catch you later.